Morning YouTube, Aid here from Dale Skidmore Second Hand Tyres. Just a little tips du jour I'm going to do today, a couple of little tips about the knives which I've sort of picked up over the time. I would like to say thank you ever so much to everyone for watching and commenting on the series of vids on making the knives. I've been absolutely blown over by the response from everyone, and it's been terrific to read all of your comments, and there's been some good laughs as well along the way. But today I just thought I'd do a couple of things. I've got here one of the pig, I think they call it, the British Army MOD survival knife, and I love it. I use it for chopping up big lumps of log in the back garden, especially for the barbecue. But when I first got it, of course, it was all needed a sharpen up, and the scales bringing back flush and everything, and also I couldn't strike a ferro rod on the spine. So what I did was I got a screwdriver, which I use for sharpening and bringing the hook up on scrapers, and just run it backwards and forwards, up and down each of the sides and each face of the side, until I brought up a hook which you can scrape your fingernail on, and that's sharp enough now to strike a ferro rod all day long, whereas before, and on this side of the spine, it actually won't, because it's still not squared off or rounded off. It's still rounded off. So that's a little tip. If your spine isn't quite 90 degrees, or it's sort of worn down a bit from using your ferro rod, then just a nice sharp, nice shiny screwdriver, which is hardened steel as well anyway, and that draws the hook onto the corner of the spine, and that works a treat after you do that. And the other thing was, as I say, the knife is sort of not particularly brilliant, but my granddad was a submariner during the war and was in the Med, and they were taking, he told me a story once, they were taking a group of commandos excuse me, who were going on a raid, and they all had a packet of extra strong mints with them, but they wouldn't share them with anyone. And then he found out what they were doing. They were using them to sharpen up their Fairbairn Sykes fighting knives. He saw them getting ready before they were let off in their cockleshell canoes to go on this raid. And he told me this story. He used to have an allotment, and he used to have his shed, and I don't remember him really doing too much in the way of planting things. He used to keep rabbits up there to breed for food, and he used to have a primus stove, and he used to cook himself up stews and fresh cups of tea all the time, whereas everyone else was taking sandwiches and flasks of tea and stuff. So I was reminded of this the other day, this story he told of it. It's one of the few things he ever did say about his time in the Royal Navy, in the senior service as they call it. And so I've got some Trebor extra strong mints here, and like I say, it's really not any good. So I've got a Trebor mint now, and try and get this in the camera, and we're going to just drop it up a few times. I can feel it biting. Right, see what happens now. There's the paper. It's cutting. Wow, it really appears to work. I don't know if anyone else Maybe some of you had fathers or grandfathers in the Royal Marines Commando, and they used to use this trick. I don't know. Seems to work though. So from now on I'm going to be keeping some tree ball mints in my knife care kit. Thanks for watching. See you all soon up the woods. Cheerio.